My man, Doug Turnbull. Hey, Doug, don't go anywhere. It's another rainy commute, but I didn't have a horrible drive into work today, but that's not usually a good barometer because I'm like 2 miles from the station. How bad is traffic right now at the wet pavement on a scale of 1 to 10?
Just seeing the delays, honestly, it's really like a normal day, like 7 or 8.
All right, good. All right, thank you, Doug Turnbull. Doug Turnbull brought to you by, what is the app update brought to us by? Cool Ray Carrier? My man. All right, thanks, Doug. That's another wet rush hour, Chuck. What the heck is going on? You've had more rain in Metro Atlanta in this last week than you had the first 17 years growing up in Montana, right? I don't picture Montana as a rainy state.
No, you get about 3 rainstorms a year. Maybe.
Yeah. The rainy season, they call it.
Not a lot of rain.
Yeah. Anyway, we're here live with you till 8 in the p.m. on this wet Thursday evening. Traffic updates every 6 minutes throughout the broadcast. Mark Arum and the Bananas with you here. So this morning, I went to Walmart. I had to pick up some things at Walmart. And I was like, well, I'm here. Let me peruse the food section. So, normally I do all my food shopping at Publix, where shopping is a pleasure. But I was like, let me check out what Walmart has. And Walmart has, they have this big aisle. You've been to Walmart, Deb Green, obviously.
Yes.
They have these big, I don't know if they're on sale, but there's like big cubes of food.
Oh, in the middle, right?
Yeah.
That's the
so
featured
they had
items.
3,000 cans of Hormel chili,
On sale?
just stacked up. I guess they're on sale. Like they put them out there to move them. And then after the Hormel chili was about 500 boxes of cereal. And the cereal, you're not going to believe this. Maybe you already know about this. It's Twinkies cereal.
Oh, I've seen that.
Have you seen that?
Yeah.
Twinkies cereal?
Twinkies cereal.
It was like little mini Twinkies.
Little mini Twinkies. Now, I was so taken aback by it. I didn't buy any. I should have for the show. But their Hostess Twinkie cereal, and here's the picture of them, Chuck. I'm assuming there's little Twinkie cream inside these little guys.
Are they cream filled?
I think I read it, but they're just like that dehydrated marshmallow,
They're
like
puffs?
a Lucky Charm. Have you ever had those? That's what I read. I don't know anybody that's eaten it either.
Yeah, apparently these are pretty new to the market. They debuted in December. But I was like, I can imagine 8-year-old little Mark Arum in Connecticut. We're at the Big Y or the A&P or the ShopRite, whatever was and I asked my mom to buy me Twinkie cereal. She would have smacked me back to 1973. Like, if I even attempted to look at any sugary cereal like that. And granted, in 1980, when I'm 6 years old, like you had Lucky Charms and you had Frosted Flakes.
Wheaties.
I couldn't. We go down the shopping aisle. First of all, I had no control over what we picked. Whatever my mom picked is what we got. But if I even asked for Fruit Loops or anything sugary, back of the hand to my face.
Chocolate Rice Krispies?
Fruity
Oh,
Pebbles.
no. Well, I don't think Chocolate Rice Krispies were a thing in 1980.
Fruity Pebbles.
Not a chance.
No?
Zero. The sweetest, never.
Wow.
The sweetest cereal I ever had growing up was when we went to visit my cousins in Florida, and they had Life cereal.
Oh, sure.
What about plain Rice Krispies?
Plain Rice Krispies were fine.
Okay, all right.
But Life cereal, I put it in my mouth, and I was like, what is this cinnamon sugary thing in the middle?
Oh,
I was probably
no
hopped
Cinnamon
up for
Toast
days.
Crunch?
Nothing. It was
Mama Arum.
Wheaties. It was Special K. It was
Special K.
Cheerios?
Cornflakes.
What about Honey Nut Cheerios?
No.
Just
regular
plain?
Cheerios. Honey Nut Cheerios might not have been around when I was a kid. That might be a really fairly new development. Product 19. Do you remember that?
Was that generic? Is that like on the bottom shelf in the
No, it's
bag?
Product 19.
You've never Google it. I don't know if it's still a Product 19, which is ironic because that was one of the reasons I chose my baseball number because I used to eat Product 19 as a kid.
Oh, good
and it was
grief.
just like in my face, because you're at the breakfast table eating your cereal.
Sure.
And before phones, all you did was look at the cereal box.
Stared at the cereal box.
Looked at
Discontinued in 2016.
Oh, no, really? Rest in peace,
It's by
Product
Kellogg's.
19.
I don't remember that at all.
Yeah, it was like an offshoot of Special K, or I don't know. But I remember Product 19. I can't believe it's gone already. I guess I should
I
surprise.
can't believe it's gone already.
It lasted as long as this. Okay, I'm sad that it's gone. But I just want to know, like, the only time in my life I would have eaten Twinkie cereal wouldn't have been for breakfast. It would have been at 3 a.m. when I'm in college.
Yeah.
And I've got the munchies, if you know what I'm saying. What parent is buying Twinkies freaking cereal for their kids? Like, if I catch you feeding your kid Twinkie cereal for breakfast, I've got DFAX on speed dial. I'd be like, I need you to go to the Charlie Thomas house. He's feeding his poor daughter Twinkie cereal. Yeah,
it's part of a balanced breakfast. I'm sure that's in the commercial.
It's the big stone house. I don't even think they do part of the balanced breakfast on things like this.
No,
I don't
they don't
think
even
they do
pretend.
It. No, they used to do it like Cocoa Puffs, like part of a balanced breakfast.
Because you served it with milk.
If you have 2 eggs and orange juice and a protein shake. Exactly. But I was floored that this is a Twinkie cereal is a thing. Now, I'm mad at myself for not buying it because we should have sampled it. Maybe I'll bring in some tomorrow.
We need milk, too.
Do we need milk?
I mean, I can taste it without. I can do it.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. You're right.
It's cereal.
Do they sell milk in the commissary upstairs?
I think they do, yeah.
All right, so here's the question I want to start off. But we don't have to spend a lot of time on this, but I do want to talk about breakfast cereals because actually, Deb Green, there's the most expensive breakfast cereal in the world on sale right now. Yeah, I'll tell you about that in a second. You actually might like this, Chuck. This is up your alley.
Okay.
But what are you feeding your kids for breakfast in 2020? And what did you grow up eating breakfast? What was your staple? I've got a list of the most popular breakfast foods in every state of the union, too. We'll share that. 404-872-0750, 1-800-WSB Talk on Twitter and Instagram at Mark Arum. Traffic updates every 6 minutes. Here's Doug Turnbull. Thanks, Doug. It's wet out there. It is slow. We got you covered with Doug Turnbull at Atlanta's best traffic team. So the most popular breakfast food by state. This is a thing I found online. I'm not going to vouch.
It's online. It's real.
Yeah, I'm not going to vouch for the veracity of it, but it says the most popular breakfast food in Georgia. You want to take a guess what it is?
I would guess grits.
That would be a good guess. I think
South?
that's a side, though, right? No one's eating grits as a main.
Okay.
As a main thing. Jason Byer is the only native Atlantan here on the Mark Arum Show, filling in for Longoria. What do you think is the most, according to this survey, the most popular breakfast food in Georgia?
I would have gone with grits, like Deb said. But toast, eggs?
No, it's chicken and waffles.
Oh.
That seems a little much
That's
for
new.
breakfast all the time, right? I mean, you have that at brunch on Sundays.
Yeah,
you're not making
you're
that.
not making that at home.
That's what I'm saying.
In the morning, yeah.
So toast. That's in New England, basically. Toast is popular in New England by region. Biscuit, waffle, and donuts are prevalent in the South. Toast in the Northeast. Midwest, where Deb is from, what do you think is prevalent? The most prevalent breakfast item in the Midwest?
What did we eat a lot in the Midwest? I mean, we had a lot of oatmeal, cereal. My mom made chorizo, but I know that's not
on the
it.
list, yeah. Yogurt parfait.
Oh, I do love I love the Publix strawberry yogurt parfait.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All right. And out west, it's chilaquiles. Chilaquiles?
I have to look at it.
Chilaquiles? I don't know. But anyways, I just thought I'll go down through some of the most popular breakfast items. But again, Twinkie cereal is, you can't feed that to your kids. That's got to be for adults only, to snack when you got the munchies. You can't think you're a good parent if you pour your kid out a bowl of Twinkie cereal.
I do know some parents that would validate them eating it by feeding it to their kids. They're like, well, no, we bought it for the kids.
But we eat it.
And then we're going to eat it too. So you'll probably see some of that.
It was like when Cocoa Crisp arrived on the scene. Cookie Crisp. Sorry.
Cookie Crisp. Oh,
but it was
yeah.
literally
Crisp was amazing.
Just cookies, right? Obviously I could never have that as a.
Yeah, it was literally just cookies.
Yeah. I remember the one time I was allowed to pick out my cereal, and I picked out grape nuts.
What?
Because I love grapes.
80?
And I love nuts.
Yeah.
Was it for the toy inside?
No, I literally thought it was going to be full of grapes and nuts.
Yeah, no.
And no, it's not. And then I hated it the first bowl. And my mom's like, "You're going to finish that whole box. You picked it out."
Yeah, that's a parent thing. You're going to eat the whole thing.
Anyway, 404-872-0750. Patrick's up on the Mark Arum Show. What's going on, Patrick?
Hey, Preach. I can't believe you just mentioned grape nuts. That was really the basis of my call. So as a child, we weren't allowed to have sugar. So our breakfast choices were grape nuts or Cheerios.
Got to go Cheerios there, by far. You got to go Cheerios.
Sure. So instead of having sugar in the cupboard, we had fructose.
Oh.
And I would build a mountain
of fructose on the...
Yes, I would.
Yeah.
It was great.
Do you know what thing? I do thank my mom for this. She never made me eat shredded wheat.
Oh, that's a good thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even I think part of it because one side was frosted. Like they had
so it was the sugar side she was avoiding?
But I mean the cereals I ate were fine. Like Wheaties was fine.
Yeah.
I didn't have to eat like gross stuff, but I would never, ever, ever Like if I spent the night at my buddy EJ's house, you know, when you're like 6, you have the sleepovers or whatever, and his mom had Fruit Loops, it was like I was in a 5-star hotel.
Oh, sure, yeah.
I'm like, oh, you have Fruit Loops? Oh, yes. Another bowl, please, Mrs. John. Hank is up next on the Mark Arum Show. What's going on, Hank?
Man, that Product 19 was delicious.
You remember that, right?
I loved it. I loved it when I was a little kid. My favorite cereal growing up was Apple Jacks, though.
Oh, that was... I might have been able to convince my mom to get Apple Jacks because Apple was the first thing on there. But I still think it was a little... What did it taste like? I've never had Apple Jacks.
Oh, they're great. They're really sweet, but they're kind of, nutty enough to
Is that the one? Did it have
They're really good.
Did it have the frog?
No, that was Smacks.
Oh, Honey Smacks. Yeah. What are the Apple Jacks? Let me see. Let me pull up what the Apple Jacks guy. They didn't really... Oh, they had a little apple. They had a little cartoon apple as their Apple Jack. You know what I'm going to do when I go home from Publix, home from work tonight? I'm going to stop at Publix and just get a bunch of cereals for tomorrow.
One of those little boxes. They have those sample boxes.
Yeah.
They still sell those.
They still sell those?
Yeah.
Yeah. Or I'll just go to a La Quinta Inn with a continental breakfast and just steal all their little cereal boxes there. That's still a thing. If you ever go to a hotel, they have those little cereal boxes out there. Raisin Bran. Oh, you know what? I was allowed to have Raisin Bran once in a while. Not that that's any huge thing. Anyway, talking breakfast on the Mark Arum Show, 404-872-0750, 1-800-WSB. Talking to get a word of warning. If I see you feeding your kids Twinkie cereal, I'm calling the authorities. On Twitter and Instagram at Mark Arum. It's the Mark Arum Show on 95.5 WSB, Atlanta's News and Talk. Via the Piccadilly hotline, our buddy Tom Regan from Channel 2 Action News texts me, Drumstick Classic Vanilla Breakfast Cereal. You know those drumstick ice cream cones? I guess it's a cereal
too?
Made with, oh my goodness, what are we doing in 2020? Stephanie's up on the Mark Arum Show. Hey, Steph.
Yeah, hey, my breakfast, I'm from the Midwest, so we had, same as the person
Deborah.
there. Yes, Deborah. We had oatmeal, hot cereal, but I was from a really big family, so we really couldn't afford the sugary sweet cereal. So as a treat, we got cornflakes in the summer.
Oh.
And that was it. There was 10 kids in my family. So,
wow.
Yeah, to afford.
Cornflakes were a treat. Cornflakes are tastier than like a Wheaties, for instance. They had a light sweetness to them.
We also had the shredded wheat, too.
That just looks like it would tear up your mouth. Stephanie, thank you for the call. When we come back, we're going to find out what Mountain Man Low T Chuck had for cereals growing up in Montana. Certainly there were little bits of elk jerky in there. And your calls, 404-872-0750, 1-800-WSB. Talk. Twinkie cereal, a thing in 2020. Shame on you, parents. Shame. 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 6:39, 40 degrees on Peachtree Street, and it's soggy. 2.5 on the Mark Arum Show back sweat meter with you till 8. Lil Sanjay is going to join us again tonight with Would You Rather. Little dude's been pulling the plow for us this week, talking about breakfasts and breakfast cereals in particular. I was stunned when I saw at Walmart today this huge display of Twinkies cereal. Twinkie cereal. Even in my most whacked out state of existence, Low T, I couldn't have even imagined a Twinkie cereal, right? Like you can't even.
No, so we run out of things to make into cereal, so
Yeah.
now we're just taking snacks.
Now, for the record, if adults are eating this, I'm okay with it.
That's fine.
You're an adult, you do what you want. But if you're feeding your kid Twinkie cereal, you've got to look in the mirror for sure. Chuck, growing up in Montana, what was the breakfast of choice on the plains of Montana?
Well, it wasn't a choice; it's all I had.
Okay.
It's a cereal called Cracklin' Oat Bran.
Oh, that was actually pretty good.
Yeah, it was okay.
We used to eat that as a snack, dry.
Yeah, I used to. That was part of the reason my mom got it, because it had a dual purpose.
Exactly. Like you could have some of that after school. Like here's a bag of Cracklin' Oat Bran.
Yeah.
Interesting. For some reason, I just figured you were an oatmeal family.
I mean, yeah, there was a lot of cream of wheat.
Okay.
And
I had that growing up a lot.
A lot of the
wheat.
instant Quaker oatmeal because it was so cold all the time.
Yeah, exactly. Same.
Exactly, yeah.
So what was interesting in my household, the whacked out Arum household, was I could not get any sugared cereals. Again, Product 19, which went out of business in 2016, or Wheaties or something like that. But if it came to oatmeal, like my mom would let me have the packaged like maple or the cinnamon whatever.
Yep.
So she let me slide on that.
Tons of sugar in that.
But for regular cold cereal, not a chance I can get a sugared cereal. If I took that off, if I looked at that Twinkie cereal on the counter when I was 8 or 9, she would have kicked me to the curb.
Yeah.
Get your grubby mitts off of that Twinkie cereal. What are you, crazy? Dave's in Lawrenceville. Dave, welcome to the Mark Arum Show. Davey.
Everybody clap your hands.
We got the phones potted up in there? Yeah, all right. We just missed Dave. Robin's in Canton, Georgia. Robin, welcome to the Mark Arum Show.
Hi, Mark. How are you doing tonight?
Excellent. What's going on, Robin?
Well, I was thinking maybe it's the cynic in me. As a teacher, I deal with a lot of parents and children, and you ask what parent would buy Twinkie cereal for their child, and the cynic in me says, oh, it's the same parent who says I can't give them anything with red food dye 10, and I can't give them any nuts, and I can't give them any, you know what I'm saying?
My hypothesis is, and I have limited experience with children, so take it with a grain of salt, is that the parents that are actually buying this for the cereal for their kids, the Twinkie cereal, have no control over their kids. Basically, whatever the kid wants, the kid gets. That type of relationship, where if you don't have control of your kids, they're going to pick Twinkie cereal. And you're just going to say, all right, that's what he wants. That's what little Johnny wants. That's what Johnny gets.
Good call.
Yeah.
Good call.
Bless your heart, though, teaching America's youth. You're doing well, my friend. Ron is incoming. Ron, welcome to the show.
Hey, guys. I'm from Michigan, and like many of you, we couldn't have any sugar, and during the summer warm months, we had what you guys had, Corn Flakes and Special K, but in the winter, in the cold months, I think Chuck mentioned cream of wheat, which that's horrible with no sugar. And then we would have also cocoa wheats, which I had to gag those down.
I've never heard of that. So cream of wheat for Southerners, basically cream of wheat was Northern grits, basically, is what cream of wheat was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
I didn't mind cream of wheat. You had to doctor it up, though. You're right. You couldn't just eat it straight out of the bag. Did you just checking the fanciness of the Deb Green household and Chuck oatmeal? Did your mom make it with milk or with water?
Milk.
Depended on the day of what day of the month.
Depended on what the cow was giving you that day.
Well, I mean, sometimes we ran out of milk, and so we had to use powdered milk. Mix it with water.
Yeah.
Like,
really?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. We were poor.
Milk, powdered milk, condensed milk.
I can't remember my mom ever making
or
it
just
with milk.
water.
It was always oatmeal made with water.
Just water.
Yeah. Mike's in Monroe, Georgia. Mike, welcome to the show.
Hey, man. You know, growing up, I liked Lucky Charms. That was mine.
Never had it once in my life. That's with the marshmallows, right?
Magically delicious?
Yeah,
that's right.
A cereal with marshmallows, my mom would have stabbed me in the kidney. Not a chance.
See, my mom's favorite cereal was Frosted Mini Wheats. You know, you were talking about them earlier.
Yeah.
And I would imagine I ate them. They were good.
Now, there were two types of shredded wheat. You had the minis, and then you had the giant ones that were just basically like a brick, right? How do you even go about eating that brick of shredded wheat?
Oh, it gets soft in milk.
Oh, you just cut it. It would fall apart in the thing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that just looked like it.
But
Go ahead, buddy.
I have an idea for a new cereal.
Okay.
The red, white, and blue with little marshmallow Trump heads. Trump
I don't know. Is that,
wouldn't they be orange?
Would they,
Make America great.
I don't know. Is that sacrilegious for Trump fans though to eat the Trump heads?
I don't know about all that.
Should it be Pelosi pops? You could, like little corn pops with little Pelosi heads, so you can eat Pelosi's head for breakfast. I don't know. I'm thinking outside the box. I'd rather you feed your kid Pelosi pops than Twinkie cereal, for the record. 404-872-0750, 1-800-WSB Talk, on Twitter and Instagram at Mark Arum. This is The Mark Arum Show. Wintry weather possibilities across the listening era of the 95.5 WSB signal. Kirk Mellish has you covered. Full update tomorrow morning. School closings, business closings, etc., etc. Scott Slade on Atlanta's Morning News. I guarantee this, Low T Chuck, Scott Slade did not grow up eating Twinkie cereal. Any of that sugary stuff. Kill your vocal cords. That's why I have such a great radio voice. Not really. But if
you didn't eat sugary cereal.
Because I didn't have Frosted Flakes growing up as a kid. Kate joins us in Smyrna, Georgia. Kate, welcome to the show.
Hey, Mark. How are you doing today?
Excellent, Kate. What's going on?
Well, in my family, my dad ate wheat checks. My mom ate wheat checks.
Okay.
It used to just be Chex, and then they came out with corn and rice.
Yeah.
And so they had to call it wheat Chex. And
Good
then,
fiber there, I would imagine. Keeps you regular.
Yeah. And my mom ate Total.
Oh, I forgot about Total. Yeah, Total was up there for sure. What was it, Deb? What was so Product 19, which I grew up eating and went out of business in 2016. What was their motto? I didn't know this.
It was like nutrition for working moms, full nutrition for working moms.
That's what Product 19. That's what I was eating as a kid. I don't know if they dosed it with hormones.
Did
or
your
what.
mom pick it out for you?
Yeah, I was not allowed to get cereal.
Well, that's why it was
for
her.
I should say this. Once I got out of middle school, you're gonna think so spoiled after this. So I had the rough early childhood of no sugary cereals. But once starting in middle school, my dad would make me breakfast every morning, and it was nothing big. It was same thing every day: wheat toast with a slice of American cheese on it. Like he would take 2 pieces of bread, put American cheese, toast it, boom, boom, boom. But he would deliver it to my room.
So you had toasted cheese for breakfast?
Yeah, every day.
Nice. In middle school?
For 6 years, every day.
At that point, I had to start making my own breakfast.
My dad, because my dad was up at 4,
Oh.
and he would just make it and just bring it into my room. So that was pretty amazing. But he would never give me a bowl of Frosted Flakes and bring it into the room. Toast and cheese. To this day, I still love a good toast and cheese. Robert's up next on the Mark Arum Show. What's going on, Robert?
Hey, Mark. You were talking about Pelosi Pops.
Yes.
I think there's a current cereal out there that just could be renamed. It's called Ancient Grains.
All right, that's pretty good. That's pretty good, my friend. Yes.
Growing up, no sugars like that, although I think Dad snuck it every now and then. We had something called Ruskins.
Never heard of it.
It was a prize in every package. It was a wheat thing that was like a brick, a wheat brick.
Yeah.
I guess you'd call it, or something like that. But that was something we could have because it didn't have sugar.
Where did you grow up, Robert?
Southern California.
Okay. I was going to say that must be a West Coast thing because I didn't know about it, and Deb from the Midwest didn't know about it. Ruskits, interesting. Rooster is in Stockbridge. Rooster, what's going on?
Hey, Mark, great speaking with you.
Likewise.
When you said Product 19, it brought back all the memories.
So there was another Product 19 consumer out there besides me. Yes, Mark. All right, thanks, Rooster. Dave's in beautiful Lawrenceville, Georgia. Dave, welcome to the program. How are you, sir?
I'm doing good, Mark. Hey, want to let you know I just got back from Ohio, and my brother-in-law bought that Twinkie cereal.
For him or his kids?
For him.
Oh, okay, that's okay. I'm okay with that. Was it any good? Did he like it?
No, he said it is terrible. He ate one big bowl. He's throwing the rest of it away.
Okay.
Now, I used to have, when I was growing up, we didn't have much money, so we had Rice Krispies.
Rice Krispies were great. The Snap Crackle Pop.
I still have Rice Krispies.
Yeah, they're fine. I was probably about 8 when I was introduced to the Rice Krispie treat. Maybe Deb can find out when that was invented. It was probably invented long before that. But I had never had or heard of a Rice Krispie treat before. And then all of a sudden it was like, wow. And that actually made me like Rice Krispie cereals even more because it reminded me of the infamous Rice Krispie treat. Hey, Karen, what's going on? Who you hushing?
I'm hushing my dog.
Oh, okay. What's going on?
Okay, I'm from North Carolina, and in the winter, we were very poor. We had 6 children. We sometimes would have something called mush.
Tell me real quick about mush.
Mush is cornmeal mixed in water, and it's very thin. It's kind of like grits, only thinner. And then we would add scrambled salmon that was fried, and sometimes with an egg, and it's delicious.
That sounds kind of fancy.
But
salmon and
very,
eggs and mush.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
You ever try it? Just cornmeal, like you would make a cornmeal mix.
Listen, if you had salmon for breakfast, I don't think you grew up poor.
Yeah, no, I can't relate to salmon for breakfast.
Yeah. Oh, well, salmon again. Eggs and salmon. Oh, my gosh.
Nice
when we come back, more of your calls plus Lil Sanjay with Would You Rather. This is The Mark Arum Show.
The Mark Arum Show is performed before a live studio audience.
No, I want this town to be near you. I stand
Welcome back to the show. To go to Thursday Eve to you. Mark Arum here, you there. It's 7:07, 7 minutes after 7 o'clock. This is the Mark Arum Show, heard Monday through Friday, 6 to 8 p.m. on 95.5 WSB. The gang mostly here tonight. Deborah Green produces the show. Jason Byers filling in for Longoria, who's still on vacation. I'm assuming he'll be back on Monday.
I hope so, because I'm not going to be here.
All right. He deserves some time off. You've been doing great, Jason. And Low T Chuck screens your calls. A couple of quick reminders. Winter weather expected. We got you covered tomorrow morning on Atlanta's Morning News, starting with Scott Slade at 4:30 a.m. Tomorrow night on the show, one of my favorite comedians ever, Jeremy Hotz, is in studio. He is the grumpiest, funniest guy you will ever imagine. We'll continue to take your calls on the wacky world of breakfast cereals in 2020 at 404-872-0750, 1-800-WSB-TALK. Before we do that, though, Cy Sperling, if I say that name to you, Jason Byers, on the other side of the takeout window, do you know who Cy Sperling is?
No idea.
Chuck, have you ever heard the name Cy Sperling?
I have not.
All right. Maybe this was a regional thing. Cy Sperling, I grew up with the guy. Not literally, never met him, but this commercial was on TV every day when I was a kid.
I'm Cy Sperling, president of Hair Club for Men, with some new important free information for men with thinning hair. Our own booklet, which you can get by calling our toll-free number, has been updated and expanded. Of course, it still contains all the facts you need to make an intelligent choice.
Any familiarity with the Hair Club for Men commercial?
Oh, I remember those now, yeah.
Yeah, Cy Sperling. And at the end, let me see if I can get at the end of the commercial here. This was his signature tagline.
I'm not only the Hair Club president, but I'm also a client.
Okay,
yeah. So he died.
definitely.
He died yesterday at the age of 74.
Wow.
So that was not just a regional thing. That was, you heard that in Montana?
Yeah, I remember
Jason?
that.
Yeah. So this was an ad. I thought it might have been. So I just wanted to talk about regional commercials. I guess locally here, this would have been the number one regional commercial of all time in Metro Atlanta.
I'm the Wolfman.
And I'm Donna, and today's top story is Gallery Furniture is overstocked.
Yeah, Wolfman and Donna.
Sell to make room for new inventory. Wolfman?
That's right, Donna. Get this Queen Anne chair for $77.
Like, so, Chuck, you have no recollection of these?
None whatsoever.
This day bed for $38.
So when I first moved to Atlanta, Wolfman, picture what a Wolfman looks like. That's what the Wolfman looked like. And I guess his daughter, Donna, and they owned Gallery Furniture, and I think there were a bunch of locations
They had
around
like
town.
6 furniture outlets.
Yeah, and it was like extremely cheap furniture.
Sure.
Like, you can get this end table for $6.99. Like,
Was
just
it
stuff.
new or used?
It was new, but
It
like.
was new. It was just super affordable.
Yeah,
That's all.
super
So it's like
affordable.
IKEA.
But it was the commercials were so bad
Sounded great to me.
that you had to watch them.
Oh, really?
Like it'd be like the commercial would come on, and they ran all over, and it like the middle of a Braves game or something. It was like everyone would be quiet, be like Shh, Wolfman and Donna. Like especially when a new one came out, it was like Wolfman and Donna are on. Shh, everyone quiet down. And then it was just, and then at the end, let me see if I can cue up the end of it.
So they would play these audio commercials in the middle of a baseball
No,
game?
these were TV commercials.
Oh, okay.
These were TV commercials.
You bought your umbrella. And hey, ask for the Wolfman.
Ask for the Wolfman, and then she would someone be like, no, ask for Donna. It was just, anyway. Rest in peace, Cy Sperling, and rest in peace, the Wolfman. They're both gone, but not forgotten, unfortunately. Not gone, and certainly never forgotten is our buddy Russ in Gainesville.
Russ, come here a minute.
What's going on, Russie?
Hey, just sitting here in my van in Gainesville, Georgia.
Down by the river?
No, I'm at in the Walmart parking lot, sitting here with Karen.
Does it have a
Karen's
mattress in the back of it?
Yeah, do you have sleeping quarters in the van? No.
It's a blow up.
Any snow yet up in beautiful Gainesville, Georgia, Russ?
No, God, it's rained so much.
Yeah.
It's crazy. I was looking at the lake today, and it's only like 3 feet below the top of the bridge, the big bridge. I'm like, wow.
Record. I would imagine in your line of, I'm not going to say work, but in what you do, rain helps you, right? Because the ladies, when it's raining out, they need shelter, and that's when they turn to Russ to get a roof over their heads.
Yeah, but on the flip side of that, I like to drive around and find girls that are walking around. I'm one of those day picker-uppers. I don't go to bars at night. I pick up girls like I see them in the daytime. And, when it's raining, you don't see any girls out.
So the rain could actually limit, because you're on the prowl. You're a hunter-gatherer. You're out there.
Yeah, I like to ride around, in Gainesville. There's that Burnell College. It's an all-girls college. Girls walk around.
Russ,
It's
hold
just
on.
not a good image in my head.
Don't go anywhere near the girls' college, Russ. Stay in your local haunts. Stick to Little Caesars, Applebee's, McDonald's.
The dollar store.
The dollar store. That's where you want to hang out. I'm thinking about having Russ be our winter weather correspondent maybe tomorrow night on the show. So call in the 6 o'clock hour, Russ, and you'll check in with the winter weather, buddy.
Okay.
All right. There you go. Russ in Gainesville. 404-872-0750, 1-800-WSB-TALK.
It's time for Would You Rather with Lil Sanjay.
He is the guru, the soothsayer, the truth seeker, the asker of unanswerable questions. He's joined us like 9 days in a row. This dude is pulling the plow. He's Big Sanjay and Would You Rather. How are you, Sanjay?
I'm tired, man. I'm real tired.
Growing up half your life in Alabama and half in India, did you remember the Hair Club for Men commercials? Do you remember those?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You forgot to mention that I'm balding.
Well, that's why I was asking. You might not have ever heard of the Hair Club for Men, because otherwise you wouldn't have that affliction.
Good point.
So Sanjay's going to ask us unanswerable questions. We're going to answer them here in the studio. You answer in your car, and maybe if you find some of them uniquely challenging, you ask your coworkers tomorrow morning. Randy Okray from the digital desk going to join us in studio and play along, Sanjay. So no pressure, but Randy's a tough nut to crack, my friend.
I'll do my best.
All right. First question, Sanjay. What do you got?
All right. Number one, would you rather flip a coin for $100 million or death, or just live your life as it is now?
So we flip a coin, a Susan B. Anthony dollar, we'll say, or a
Susan B.
Sacagawea.
Anthony dollar.
We flip a
Or a
Sacagawea.
Sacagawea.
If it's
Right.
heads, I get $100 million. If it's tails, I die on the spot.
I'll give you 24 hours to say goodbye.
$100 million. I'm going to flip that Sacagawea. I'm going to take the shot at it.
Wow.
I don't know how many more years I have left on this earth anyway, the way I live. So I'm going to flip this Sacagawea and take the risk.
I feel like I do that every day driving. And I'm so tired, so I'll flip the coin.
Flip the coin.
Yeah.
Randy, you're the youngest here. You got a lot of life left, but it's $100 million.
I think that betting and gambling is a fool's game.
Yeah.
So I'm not doing that. We just going to see what the Lord going to do.
All right. Fair enough. Randy's going to play this out. I would, if I was your age, with your talent
is
and
that
face, I would keep rocking and rolling. Chuck.
Nah, I'm not flipping that coin.
No?
way.
What if you didn't have a wife and daughter?
Not a chance.
Really?
Nope.
You like your life that much, really?
Yeah.
Really?
Not a chance.
Really?
Death.
If I'm
Do you
Chuck,
know what's on the other side of
I'm
this?
flipping that
no,
coin.
you don't. At least I know what's happening
listen,
here.
I listened to Eric's Easter program. I know what's on the other side.
Well,
I know what's going on.
I'm mildly confident, but
All
I'm
right.
not willing to flip that coin.
I'm mildly confident. Jason Byers, what are you doing, buddy?
50-50 shot at 100 mil?
Yeah.
I might have to take
Yeah.
it.
All right. Jason and I
You
are going
guys
to
are
flip that
nuts.
Sacagawea.
I gotta do it.
And Deb Green. Good question, Sanjay. Next one, buddy.
All right, number two, would you rather walk for 2 hours or stand still in the same place for 2 hours?
It seems like an easy answer, but standing still for 2 hours is exhausting. I'm gonna burn the calories and walk for 2 hours.
Yeah, I go on vacation, like walking vacations,
Yeah.
so that doesn't bother me.
Wait,
2
wait,
hours
wait.
is nothing.
What the hell's a walking
I
vacation?
just mean like when we go abroad, I don't worry about trying to find transportation.
Oh, okay.
I'm just going to walk.
I thought you're like, I got 2 days off. I'm just gonna
walk to work.
Yeah, I'm just gonna Forrest Gump
Going
this.
to Australia.
Yeah. Randy Okray.
Yeah, I've done the standing for about 3 hours. Worst thing ever, so I'll walk it.
You can pass out if you stand up.
Yes, you
Yeah,
can.
Yeah. There's a trick. You gotta like bend your knees. Like,
Yep.
don't,
You can't lock-
don't
lock
lock
your
your
knees.
Exactly right. Low T.
Walking.
Walking.
No,
Jason
not standing.
Byers.
Yeah, I'm walking.
All
Too
right.
fidgety to stand
All right.
still.
Unanimous here, Sanjay. Next question, buddy.
All right, would you rather have your pasta that's been cooked for 3 minutes or for 25 minutes?
I'm not a fan of al dente, which is the Italian word, Randy, for firm pasta. That's the is that what it is? To the tooth?
I mean, but 3 minutes is extremely
I can never tell if you're on
al
the air or
dente.
you're just in my ear.
Sorry about that. I'll
Go on the air all the time.
I'll
You
go
don't-
on the air
All right.
more.
It's like the fancy way to it's al dente. It's firm. I'm going 25 minutes. Let it be mush.
Yeah, I'll do 25 minutes. I
Yeah.
like it more that way, too.
Yeah. Hey, Randy, you
I
want...
don't know. Listen, so I have a noodle cooker at home to make my ramen noodles.
Hold on. That's called a pot.
Oh, no, it's not a pot. It's the plug in. You put water in and you plug it in and it boils it. It's a
It's a pot.
It is not whatever you want to call it.
What salesman was like, I got you
No,
a
it's at
noodle cooker?
Walgreens, CVS. It was part of my dormitory life, and
What
I
is
just brought it
is
with
like
me.
round?
Yeah, it's
And it holds water?
Yes.
It's called a pot.
it's a pot.
It is not a pot. It's not metal. It's plastic. Anyway,
A noodle cooker.
with my noodle cooker, I only cook it for 3 minutes. Like literally,
That's
it is
it.
perfect. I do
All
not
right.
like soft noodles, so I would go with that.
So you have the noodle cooker. I've got an
Yes.
omelet maker. It's
called
called
a
a pan. It's so awesome.
I want to show you.
Low T Chuck, what are you doing? Al dente or mushy?
Al dente all the
Really?
way. I
Okay.
can't stand mushy noodles.
Yeah, I'm picky with my pasta al dente. all
Really?
the
I
way.
just don't like al dente. All right, next question, Sanjay.
All right. Would you rather have unlimited international first class tickets or never have to pay for food at restaurants?
You would think the amount I eat out, I would take food at restaurants for free. But if I had unlimited first class international flights, I would use them a lot. And I think I'd get
You
more
could probably
value.
you could probably eat dinner on that plane.
Yeah, you get
like
free
every night, too,
first-hand
but-
experience. You get free food on that. So I'm going to go unlimited free first-class flights internationally.
I am never hungry, but I want to see the world.
Yeah,
So
it's a
flights all the way.
no-brainer.
Yeah.
Okay, if you're saying you're going to unlimited flights, you still have to pay for your hotel. You still got to pay
Yes.
for food when you
Yeah.
get there.
Correct.
So I'm going to give me that free food at the restaurant,
Even with the noodle cooker.
even with my wonderful noodle cooker.
By the way, hold on. Maya and I are getting our registry ready for the wedding.
put that
I
down.
gotta put, I got to put noodle cooker on it. Low T.
I'll skip the food. I would love the flights.
Yeah,
I would
just
I
the
think I would get-
freedom of that.
Yeah, I think I would get much more out of that.
Yeah. Jason Byers.
Give me the free food all day.
So I had back in the day, I had the Delta endorsement, which I got
nice.
free flights all over. It was fantastic.
They don't do those anymore, do they?
No. And I flew out to Vegas, and it was first class. I could fly first class, and I flew out to Vegas, and next to me was like this 19-year-old kid, and it's like it was weird. Like I was like in early 30s, and I was young for first class, and there's this like 19-year-old kid next to me, and I'm like, just out of curiosity, I'm like, how is this happening? Like I shouldn't be in first class. You sir. I was like, what's going on? He goes, I'm an intern at Delta. I go to Georgia Tech. And one of the benefits is we have free flights.
Nice.
He says, I have no money, so I will come to the airport and get a first-class ticket somewhere to get the free meal.
Food insecurity.
Yeah.
Wow.
He's like, well, this time I'm actually going to Vegas. Like, I'm
Sure.
going to stay in
Oh,
Vegas for a couple
wow.
days. But he's like, there are times where I'm like, well, I'll take a flight to get a free meal.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
smokes.
It was pretty
That
crazy.
sounds like
It was
college.
pretty crazy. Sanjay, do you have any more questions?
I do if you want them.
I do. But can we hang out through the break? Because we went a little long
Sure.
with my
Absolutely.
my story there and Randy's noodle cooker. We'll come back, finish up with Lil Sanjay and your calls, 404-872-0750 on Twitter and Instagram at Mark Arum. This is The Mark Arum Show. Welcome back to the show. Mark Arum in the middle of a Would You Rather segment with Deb Green, Randy, Low T, and Jason Byers. Sanjay, finish up strong here, buddy. What you got?
All right. Would you rather always be 10 minutes late or always be 20 minutes early?
20 minutes early. I hate people that are late.
All the time, 20 minutes early.
Randy?
Early.
Well, you're going to be early because you cook your noodles in 3 minutes.
Oh, God.
You should always be early. Low T, Chuck.
Early.
Yeah, 100%.
I'm always 20 minutes early to begin with.
You are. Even when Jay Black calls you at 1:30 in the morning and says, hey, you got to fill in for me, you still get here early.
I was
You don't
still
mind
here by 3.
You don't mind waking up. You don't mind waking up earlier, getting there
I
earlier.
never
sitting
want
on
to
your
be.
phone for 20
I
minutes?
never want to be the late guy. No one. Everyone
That's
hates the late guy.
aggravating.
Absolutely. You got one more, Sanjay?
I do. Would you rather convict someone who's innocent or acquit someone who's guilty?
Acquit someone that's guilty. I don't want to send an innocent man to
Yeah,
jail.
I don't like the idea.
I don't want to
yeah.
send Roger Stone to jail.
Yeah. Acquit.
The guy did nothing. Randy?
What is it again?
Send an innocent man to jail or let a guilty man off?
What would I rather do?
Yeah.
That is
Acquit. I didn't think about it.
Yeah.
I don't
Let the guilty man. I don't want to send an innocent man to jail. What would Jesus do in this position?
God, on that note.
Jesus would let the guilty man go.
Yes.
As opposed to letting the
Yeah, I'm not putting
it guilty of doing something pretty grotesque.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, but you still put that up against putting an innocent guy in jail.
Yeah,
I can't.
You can't do that.
Even for me, I can't do that.
Jason Byers.
You can't send the innocent man
Thank
to
you.
jail.
Unanimous. Sanjay. Everyone give Sanjay a clap.
Good job, buddy.
Wow. Like 9 days in a row he's been on the show. He is the official accountant of the Mark Arum Show. It's tax season, Randy Pants. Don't mess around with that online stuff. You go to my buddy Sanjay on Facebook, Brass Tax Accounting or brass.tax, and he'll take care of your tax needs. Sanjay, great job as always, buddy. We'll talk to you next week.
My man. Talk to you soon.
I never feel happier than when Sanjay says, my man. News, weather, and traffic next. This is the Mark Arum Show.
This is Arthur Blank, and you're listening to the Mark Arum Show.
Hey, do you know about the USA? Do you know about the government? Can you tell me about the Constitution? Hey, learn about the USA.
We the people, in order to form a more perfect union, establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility, to provide for the common defense, promote the general welfare, and secure the blessings of liberty to ourselves and our posterities, to ordain and establish this Constitution for the United States of America.
736, 40 degrees on Peachtree Street, 39 degrees, on Peachtree Street. It is still soggy out there. The possibility of some snow across the northern suburbs. We got you covered throughout the overnight hours and tomorrow morning on Atlanta's Morning News starting at 4:30 a.m. with Scott Slade. A reminder, Deb Green wants me to remind you to make sure your smartphones are charged. God forbid you lose your power tomorrow. You want your cell phone fully charged so you can still listen on the WSB radio app and get all the news, weather, and traffic you need. Before we get back to the phones, I teased ahead to this story, Chuck. We were talking about breakfast cereals at the beginning of the show, including the abomination that is the Twinkie cereal. Deb Green reports that this is something I could see Chuck and his highfalutin hot neighbor wife eating, a $13 cereal. So most cereals cost about $4 these days, Jason Byers. You know, you've got what do you have? Lucky Charms in your
Always have Lucky Charms in the pantry.
What makes this a $13 cereal, Deb? Why is this so pricey?
It's because it's supposed to be geared towards health-conscious people, which automatically makes it more expensive.
Like Chuck.
Right. So it's dried cherries, cranberries, pumpkin seeds, and whole grain cereal flakes. So I guess it's the dried fruit, maybe?
I guess. And probably, preservatives, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like total. I could see this being very successful.
But listen to the name. It's called Morning Summit. That doesn't sound like breakfast, like a cereal, does it? The Morning Summit?
No.
It sounds like a radio show.
Exactly. Playing the best of the 80s, 90s, and today. It's the Morning Summit. I think it's going to be successful, though, because I think there's a segment of the population that always wants to have the best of whatever's out there. So they want, like, let's say, I'm not looking at Chuck, but I am looking at Chuck. Let's say Chuck, has company over. He has a party and doesn't invite me or you, Deb. But he wants his friends that come over to the house party to see that he's got Morning Summit out on the. He wants the best of the best in everything. Am I off base on this?
I don't. No, I would never do that.
No, I could see this being popular. I could be someone. There are people, and I'm looking towards Buckhead now. Right. They're like, oh, I have to get the $13 cereal, right? It's the best.
I'm just trying to think of what kind of party I'm having where cereal is something that I can put on display.
You just leave it on the kitchen table. Oh, I forgot to put the Morning Summit away this morning.
Everybody I hang out with would have no idea what that is.
They'd be like, oh, what is this, Chuck? Well, it's actually $13 a box.
Yeah.
Casually leave the receipt out.
I'm not that guy.
Casually leave. Just drop the receipt. Oh, yeah, that's my $13 cereal.
No.
But I bet that's going to be successful. I really do.
In certain areas, probably.
Like that cereal, Kashi, is that still a thing?
Love Kashi.
Yeah, that's around.
That was big for a while, and I think that's more expensive than.
You guys just making things up?
No. Kashi, right?
Yeah.
Kashi.
The Go Lean Crunch, delicious.
Belinda used to eat it all
What's
every morning.
happening?
I don't know. We're talking cereal.
No,
Chuck.
I know. I've never heard of any of these cereals.
Bobby joins us in Cumming, Georgia. Bobby, welcome to the show.
Oh, hey, I got my girl a box of Cheerios for Valentine's. Made her a heart necklace out of
it. What did she say to that?
Well, it was actually little hearts in the cereal.
Oh, and she enjoyed it?
Yeah.
All
she
right.
ate it. Took her necklace off and ate it.
They're Was she wearing anything else, my friend? Was it just
no.
the Cheerio necklace?
Just the Cheerio necklace.
Yeah. What when you were a kid, what did you have for cereal? What was on the kitchen table?
Snap, crackle, and burp.
Rice Krispies. Did we find out when Rice Krispie treats were invented, Deb?
1937.
Oh, so they were long before I found them. I don't know why I found them so late in life.
Someone at school probably made them, right?
Yeah. We had the bake sales at school. And I remember telling you this, right? Like my mom would give me a list of stuff like I could eat, like, because she didn't trust the other mom's kitchens. She was like, don't eat any of Stephanie's stuff. Don't eat any of Johnny's stuff because their house is filthy. Like you can eat Billy's stuff and you can eat Tammy's stuff.
How did she know their house? Did she go over there and like get
I don't know.
disgusted and then didn't trust those people anymore?
She was in PTA. I don't know what my mom was doing. I mean, I was 6. I was in my own world. But my mom would literally write a list. These are the places. These are the people you can get from the bake sale.
She's like a health food inspector.
Yeah, exactly.
She goes over to people's houses.
Basically. All right. So deadliest foods in the world. You ready for this?
Okay.
This is pretty interesting.
That people eat that might kill you?
Yes. So humans have been moving around this planet for over 200,000 years, depending on your religious beliefs. But science basically says 200,000 years. And in that time, we put a lot of questionable things into our mouths. Many have died after eating poisonous or toxic plants and animals, only to ensure the safety of others who didn't follow suit. So the first person that ate a poisonous mushroom, that person died. They're like, oh, don't eat that mushroom that Johnny just ate. You'd think by the 21st century, people would have a good understanding of what not to eat, and we do, but that doesn't mean people all over the world aren't regularly betting their lives on these 10 dangerous foods that we still eat in 2020. This is an interesting list. One of these I eat a lot, and I'm really freaked out by it. As Belinda would say, I need to know more about this, Deb. Number 10, blood clams. I don't know what blood clams are.
Doesn't even sound good.
Clams are my favorite bivalve. I love clams so much, but I've never heard of a blood clam. But anything like blood sausage, anything with the...
Oh, come on. Blood sausage is good.
Never had it. No desire to have blood sausage.
I got some at the house. I'll invite you
No,
over.
I'm good. I want to eat your morning summit.
Okay.
I come to your house, I want morning summit.
All right.
Number 9, elderberries. Now, I've heard of them, but I don't know anything about them. Is that something that grows wild out in Montana? Elderberries?
I've heard of them. I've never seen them. I don't think they do.
It's the 9th most deadly food on the planet. Elderberries.
Why are people eating it?
I guess they're delicious.
Can't be that good.
But they're not as delicious as blood clams.
Apparently not.
Number 8, this is one I could have eaten in Japan, but I chose not to. The blowfish.
Oh, yeah.
The puffer fish. That apparently, if the chef screws up, you can die. I don't have that much faith in another person with my life. So
absolutely
I'm not. I'd rather flip the Sacagawea for $100 million than eat a puffer fish, because that was on the menu when Maya and I went to Japan. Puffer fish. It was really expensive too.
Well, probably.
Not only
you might die.
It should be cheaper, right? It'd be like, well, it's only $1, you know. But it was like $80 for a serving of puffer fish.
Yeah, no.
Number 7. I don't know why anyone would eat this. I guess we eat frogs in the United States. Frog legs.
Frogs are good.
African bullfrogs can kill you.
I like this. Okay.
So if you're, we've all had frog legs, right? Jason, you've had frog legs?
God, no.
No, really?
No.
Yeah, Deb?
Yeah, I have.
Yeah, they're
fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is because of the toxin in the skin.
Yeah.
Right.
Again, you're trusting the chef in West Africa to get the skin off
deep
properly.
Fry everything.
Just cook it in the
batter it and deep fry
pasta
it.
In
cooker.
Randy's pasta cooker.
Yeah. So that was number 7. Number 6, Nomura's jellyfish. I'm not eating any jellyfish, so it doesn't matter. That won't affect me. Here's the one that really gets me. Number 5 on the most dangerous foods you can eat: cashews.
What?
I don't know. I
You
eat
might choke on
cashews
it?
literally every day in the morning.
So it says raw cashews contain, again, a toxin similar to poison ivy or poison sumac, but what you buy in a store is already cooked,
Okay.
so you're okay. But if you saw a cashew plant and you're like, oh, cashews, you could die from that cashew.
So
People that process them have to wear gloves and stuff
Yeah.
because of the toxins.
No
in them.
kidding. So the ones I'm getting, the Planters cashews, bits
Those
and
are
pieces,
fine.
those are
Yeah,
good.
The ones you get at Publix are fine.
I literally eat cashews pretty much every day of the week.
So basically that means somebody ate a cashew, croaked, a guy saw it and goes, maybe if we cook it, it won't be so bad. And the second guy had to think, okay, maybe that'll work.
Yeah,
that's
basically,
how that went?
it's the process of elimination.
Okay.
All right, Frank, you eat this one raw.
Yeah, you eat this one
Steve,
cooked.
we're going to cook this one and see which one tastes. I bet the raw one's like, the guy's like, this is delicious. Oh, my God, this is
10 minutes later.
He's down.
Yeah, no.
And Steve's like, oh, well, it's not as delicious, but I'm still alive. That scared me. I don't know what even number 4 is here, Deb.
I've heard this just because I watch travel shows.
Okay.
So this is like a shark from Iceland or Greenland, one of those northern cold countries, and it's a same thing, poisonous type shark or fish.
Keister hakari.
I have no idea how to pronounce it.
All right, so that's not getting served up at Captain D's.
But you can get it if you go to like Iceland. It is available there, so you have to be careful. Like the puffer fish.
Hakari. Number 3, I never heard of this one. Ackee. Ackee.
It's a Jamaican fruit.
Really?
Yep.
A deadly fruit?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
the
not
whole
going to.
island's a fruit.
I'm not risking my life for fruit.
It induces vomiting. So if you're sick, they have people eat it. But if you eat too much, you'll get sick again.
Yeah, again, the risk reward for a fruit, like a fish, maybe. Piece of meat
down your throat.
Piece of meat, maybe. I'm not risking my life for a piece of fruit. Number 2, I've had these live octopus. Why is that possibly deadly? Because I've had that. They're not great. I don't enjoy them.
I guess because of the way their tentacles keep moving, they can actually crawl up your throat and strangle you.
Now,
that's what it says here.
No, I believe you. That's just
the ones I've had
horrifying to
are
me.
baby live octopus. They're like 3 inches tall.
I've had dead octopus, cooked octopus. I don't know if I could do live.
I wouldn't. I did live once, and I didn't feel right about it.
Yeah.
It was like, there should be a bill.
Something.
Kelly Leffler should introduce a bill that prevents people from eating little baby octopuses. Yeah, it was.
I don't know why anybody would want to.
It was. I went to a fancy sushi dinner. This was years ago, and the guy was like, it was at Tomo, which is one of the better sushi restaurants, and the chef Tomo handed me this thing, and you can't refuse. Like if you're offered,
you can.
And it was this little 3-inch baby octopus moving around.
Oh, I couldn't do it.
And I was like, I don't want to insult the guy, so I just like chucked it and swallowed it. But Kelly, if you're Senator Leffler, introduce a bill that
stops all live octopus eating.
Yeah, it was literally ripped out of its octopus's mom's belly kind of thing. It was.
You're just making me sad.
Yeah, and number 1, the most deadly food in the world, something I've never heard of, Deb Green. Cassava?
Cassava is a tapioca root. That's what they make tapioca with. And it has cyanide in it. I guess that's what they also make cyanide from. What? So depending on how you cook it, you get tapioca or cyanide.
It would have to be so delicious in order for me to risk my life.
Geez, like how is food made? It's a poison and it's a dessert?
Yeah. Tapioca, I can take it or leave it. That's not.
I'm not eating tapioca.
The texture is not good. All right, so I'm okay with my cashews
as long as they're cooked.
Kimberly is in Marietta. Kimberly, welcome to the Mark Arum Show.
Hey, Mark Arum. I'm the same girl who delivered pizza in the tornado watch. How are you?
I am excellent. How are you?
Same.
What's going on a Thursday night? What can we do for you?
I just wanted to let you know that I grew up on Frosted Flakes and Lucky Charms and Tricks, like a bunch of my friends in my neighborhood.
So you must be in your 20s then, right? Are you in your 20s?
Thank you. No.
No? How old? What age bracket are you?
I turned 50 this year.
And you had all those sugary cereals as a kid. That's amazing.
Oh, yeah.
I thought that was a newer generation type thing with all these fancy sugary
oh, no,
cereals.
they've had them forever.
Interesting. And are you still using the fancy sugar cereals for breakfast, or what are you eating?
No, my favorite now is like Great Grains, granola, grape nuts, and Raisin Bran and things like that.
All right.
Because they appeal to me more.
All right. Well, Kimberly, thank you. Let's go back to the most popular breakfast real quick. Chuck, what's the abbreviation for the state of Montana?
MT.
Breakfast sausage is the most popular breakfast food in Montana.
I can see that.
Deb Green, Wisconsin, it's bacon.
Oh, all the way, yeah, with beer.
Georgia, it was chicken and waffles. We don't agree on that. Connecticut, where I am from, is granola. That makes sense. Alabama is chicken and waffles. Mississippi is chicken and waffles.
What about Longoria's, Texas?
Donuts. Donuts in Florida, donuts in Texas, and donuts in Oregon. Grits in South Carolina, grits in Kentucky, and here's an interesting one. I can't tell what state this is, but it's tacos.
Of course you can't.
What's this? What does it say?
I don't know. It's on the map here.
Oh.
It says I just see a little taco guy. French toast in North Dakota. That's my type of people, French toast. All right, I got some tickets to give away when we come back.
Yeah, we have a pair of tickets.
You know what? We'll just open up the contest line. Chuck, pick a caller, 404-741-0750. What do they win, Deb Green?
Tickets to go check out Bare Naked Ladies, Gin Blossoms, and Toad the Wet Sprocket at Chastain.
We'll be right back on the Mark Arum Show. Quick apologies. Virginia, it's not a taco in Virginia. It's an omelet. Is their most popular. It looks like a little taco
Easily
symbol.
confused.
Yeah, real quick. Let me run down this list. Alaska bacon. Arizona chilaquiles. Am I pronouncing that right? Chilaquiles. Arkansas fried eggs. Colorado strong breakfast burrito. That's an underrated breakfast item, the breakfast burrito. Delaware French toast. Washington, D.C., avocado toast. Hawaii omelet, Idaho pancakes. Biscuits and gravy in Indiana. Monkey bread in Iowa.
I don't know what that is.
It's a sweet bread. It's good. I like monkey bread. Yogurt parfait in Kansas and Kentucky. A beignet in Louisiana. That makes sense. A muffin in Maine. Frittata in Maryland. That surprises me. Massachusetts, plain old toast. Same with New Hampshire, toast. Michigan's an omelet. Minnesota's French toast. A waffle in Mississippi. Donut in Missouri. Breakfast sausage in Montana, as we mentioned for Chuck. Steak and eggs in Nevada. New Jersey, it's the good old bagel. New York, bagel and cream cheese. So apparently they can't afford the cream cheese in in New Jersey. Chicken fried steak in Oklahoma. Those are my type of people. Meg in Pennsylvania enjoys a sticky bun for breakfast. Grits in South Carolina. Fruit salad in South Dakota.
What?
That's shocking. Biscuit in Tennessee. We mentioned the donut in Texas. A crepe in Utah. Fancy-ass Utah. And tofu scramble in Washington. Bless your heart. Let's do star of the show. Tofu scramble. Get the hell out of here. Sausage gravy in West Virginia, by the way. Wyoming cinnamon roll. Sanjay's got star of the show. He's joined us pretty much every day for the last 2 weeks, so good job. Big show tomorrow. We'll continue the conversation on Twitter and Instagram. At Mark Arum, Facebook Mark Arum WSB. In the meantime, go to sleep, little baby.
Go to sleep, you little baby. Guests of the Mark Arum Show stay at the All Suite Omni Hotel, located in the heart of Chicago's Magnificent Mile.